How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Sanity here. So yes, we are in fact returning to Tarragon at this point, largely because we're taking a look at yet another terrible review of his, which is his video titled Doom 2016 is Overrated. Now here's the thing, I understand that other people have already covered this video, and apparently he has a part 2 to this, which is 10 minutes long, but we're mainly going to be focusing on part 1 here, largely because, well, I'd have to probably damage my brain a lot for me to even get into part 2. I'd have to take a look at part 2 to see if it's even worth the watch, but hey, you know, we're returning to Tarragon, our favorite lolcow in terms of terrible opinions, and probably going to become the new Harmon Smith. And here's the funny thing, I haven't played Doom 2016. I haven't touched it yet. I've only seen other people play it, and the information that I have is largely from other, well, at least decently credible sources. So you know that a review is bad when someone is confident enough that they can take it down without ever having played the fucking game. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just get started here.
Here's the problem with this game!
Okay, holy shit, we are only 2 seconds in and I already have to stop you right there. As a wise man once said, your microphone is not edible, please stop trying to eat it. I know that you want to try and practice for Todd Howard, but please don't do that on camera, please do that off camera. Anyways, blowjob jokes aside, why do you need to scream in every single one of these fucking reviews? Like, there's no reason for you to actually scream like this. I mean, admittedly, it's entertaining that you're screaming like an actual fucking lunatic in these fucking videos, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's funny as fuck. But like, it's really unnecessary, like...
First off, you see the level design, it's so limited, and there's a reason for that. It's because they duplicated, shot for shot, the exact same level design from the original Doom.
You want to know what's extremely funny? I don't think that this level even exists within the original Doom, so you're already just showing the fact that you have absolutely no idea what the fuck you're talking about. In fact, if you wanted to play the original levels from the original Doom, you literally have to find those as Easter eggs, as like bonus levels. Those are the only times in which you can play classic levels. But of course, all the levels in Doom 2016 are entirely new. And also, I think by limited, I think he means linear, which is extremely rich coming from someone who has quite literally made, well, I think, like, several videos defending ULTRAKILL and even a review of ULTRAKILL. Like, my brother in Christ, if you think that Doom 2016 is limited, my brother in Christ, Doom 2016 manages to look like Elden Ring in comparison to fucking ULTRAKILL, and that is saying something.
Didn't do anything new or original with it. So that's already bad because the levels are outdated by over a decade. Boy, it has new graphics and special effects. So, I think this distracts people from that.
Well, yes, because the only thing that people apparently care about is graphics, when that's not even really the fucking point. People actually care about the brand new gameplay that's added in. Like, in Doom 2016, it adds in a whole bunch of new unique things, such as, like, the glory kill mechanic, and I think, like, a whole bunch of other things. It added in, like, a bunch of different, like, secrets, and of course, and I know that this is probably gonna bring back some flashbacks for Tarragon here, but, the ability to jump. Like in the original Doom, there are no levels designed for you to jump, and that's the point, because jumping didn't fucking exist back then. Meanwhile, we have Doom 2016 that allows for you to have a jumping mechanic, and I think also a dashing mechanic.
Then the shooting. In comparison to many modern day shooters, this is so boring and repetitive. All you do is go into these outdated arenas that are cool in the original, but years later, we've evolved since then.
Okay, you know what, this is a bit of a nitpick on me, this is a bit of a gripe that I have with a lot of really shitty game reviewers, but I hate it whenever, like, idiots that don't understand what in the fuck a review actually is, when they just bring up fucking, like, repetitive as, like, a negative point. To a degree, every single game has a repetitive gameplay loop. The one thing that I really want to know is how that repetitiveness is entirely negative. Of course, people just bring up repetitive without bothering to go further into it, and people just assume that it's a negative, when in reality, there are some repetitive gameplay loops that are actually decently good, because they aren't like a fucking pain in the dick. And when it comes to Doom 2016, from what I've seen, the, quote, repetitiveness looks pretty fucking fun. It looks like something that I could very easily get into, especially considering that I'm a big fan of ULTRAKILL. Hell, if we're gonna be talking about repetitive gameplay, within ULTRAKILL, that game is pretty fucking repetitive, although the main, you know, difference is that you can switch up your fucking weapons and you have unlimited ammunition. This game, of course, you have to do a little bit more resource management, but that's really the main difference that I can really think of.
Now it's like a repetitive arena shooter, where you just shoot all in melee, all day, every day.
It's almost as if you're playing what is known as an arena shooter. Wow, who could have fucking thought?
And it's so repetitive and boring. Please, get me out of this bullshit and let me play a more modern and up-to-date shooter.
Well, you see, do you want to know how to fix that problem? Play a more modern and, quote, up-to-date shooter. Like, no one is forcing you at gunpoint to play any of these games that you are going to likely just go in and want to fucking hate, clearly. Like, my brother in Christ, the only reason why this game is boring is because of the way that you decide to play it. Like, you're playing it as if it's a fucking tactical shooter, you moron! This isn't a fucking tactical shooter! You aren't playing Black Mesa, you moron!
If I wanted to play Doom, I'd just play Doom 1 and 2. The whole point in making a new Doom game is to make a sequel, something separate from the originals.
You know what, I mean, despite my own kind of, like, take on, like, what the new Doom games really are, which is more of a reboot rather than, like, an actual, I guess, like, sequel, in essence, that is still kind of almost like a sequel. It's like an entire, like, refresh of the entire series with everything completely new. The only thing that's kind of the same is, I guess, the arsenal, but that's really about it. And the arsenal has a whole bunch of different changes, like alternate attacks and shit like that. That's something that I also forgot to bring up earlier. Alternate attacks for the weapons.
That's what Doom 4 was gonna be, but they scrapped that because apparently it was like Call of Duty or something. This makes Doom 3 underrated because at least it tried to do something different, to be more atmospheric and horrific. This is boring!
Yeah, and you want to know why they didn't bother to make anything like Doom 3 again? It's because of the negative feedback. You know, you were talking about how, like, you know, games that try to reinvent the wheel aren't unsuccessful, yet Doom 3 is probably one of the biggest examples of a game that tried to reinvent the fucking wheel of the original series and completely fucked itself up the ass tenfold because of just how poorly they managed it. They turned what was originally like a run-and-gun shooter into a fucking horror game, pretty much. And of course, people didn't fucking like it because it wasn't the Doom that they were used to. This new series of Doom games is pretty much taking it right back to the roots, but pretty much increasing that to, like, infinity. And that's why people love these games so much. It basically takes a game back to its roots, which is, you know, run and gun, hectic shooting, but also ramping it up to 11 because of, well, everything new that it adds in, making it a lot more dynamic compared to the original source material that it's pretty much kind of referencing itself off of.
This is just taking the original game and its level design, painting it with new graphics, and adding the slow-mo wheel from the Doom 2 mod that added guts and gore and stuff.
And let's not forget about the glory kills that you're also showing off within the video, funnily enough. You want to know what I find extremely funny? And this is something that I kind of find both in common with this terrible review as well as his review of Elden Ring, right? Like, here's the thing. In both of these videos where he's screaming like a fucking lunatic talking about how these games are objectively terrible because he just doesn't like them, he hasn't made it past the first areas. Like, all of his gameplay is just looped from the first fucking opening areas of the fucking game, and he thinks that that is how the entire game actually functions. Like... Just admit it, dude. You couldn't get past the first area, and that's why you're mad.
And bam! You have the new Doom. And that's why it's so boring. It should be a brand new game, or a sequel, not the same game from like over a decade ago.
Well, congratulations. It's not the same game from over a decade ago. It's an entirely new, refreshed version of Doom at this point with a whole bunch of new mechanics that you refuse to ignore. Much like, well, with Elden Ring, funnily enough. There seems to be a common thread here of you just ignoring everything new that a game adds in and just assuming that it's like the exact same thing as like its previous iterations, which is, you know, extremely fucking stupid.
It gets crazier. Then it's one of the worst leveling systems that gives you no real incentive on leveling up. These shitty stat upgrades that barely give you anything impactful, and I mean, what the fuck is it supposed to do? A slight increase in a single small stat? Get the fuck out of here. It was awful and barely added anything to the player's arsenal.
Well, it's supposed to make you be able to survive for longer. I mean, you're probably playing on like the lower difficulty, which is probably why you aren't experiencing too many impactful stat upgrades. That, and also you're within the first fucking level of the game, so of course it's not going to be too fucking impactful to begin with, or at least not noticeably impactful to begin with. But from what I've heard, if you play on some of the higher difficulties, then you're probably going to need those stat upgrades, like your life fucking depends on it, which it most definitely will. And also, if we're going to be talking about small stat upgrades that barely do anything, I hope that you keep that same energy for Bethesda RPGs, because, well, that's just kind of the same thing that Bethesda RPGs do. You know, like Ooh, Skyrim and Oblivion and the Fallout series. Oh my god, I know. I'm probably speaking heresy to you right now, but like, trust me, I'm just being dead honest right here. Again, I hope that you keep that same energy for those games, but I know you won't.
It's frustrating playing a game you hate. And what's with this pistols? And what's with the pistol? What the fuck is this? How in the hell are you supposed to expect me to kill anything with this pea shooter?
I mean, that's at least one thing that I can agree on, but the thing is that the pistol is just kind of there to almost be, like, a last resort, pretty much. But of course, like, if you manage your resources well enough, then you won't even need the pistol, and half the time people forget that the pistol even exists. Which is why in Doom Eternal, I think they just straight up got rid of the pistol, and your starting weapon is the shotgun, so, yeah, there you go.
In the original Doom, the pistol did at least a decent amount of damage. This is awful. However, this is besides the game's issues, as I mentioned.
I'm sorry, but the pistol did a decent amount of damage in the original Doom. Yeah, from what I've seen, the pistol did negligible damage and pretty much got outclassed by a weapon that uses the same exact ammunition as it, which is known as the fucking minigun, which is hilarious.
Before, it just copied the same level design. Didn't create anything unique or new with Doom's gameplay or level design.
Despite all the unique things in terms of gameplay and level design that you're showing off within the fucking background footage. Yeah, let's just ignore the background footage, everybody. Just put on blinders and just listen to this man scream like a moron.
Fucking stale quickly. Worthaby said it quite well when he said this is like a rail shooter. Yes, it truly is. And it's boring!
Like I mentioned earlier, if you think that Doom 2016 is like a rail shooter, then I don't know what the fuck that makes ULTRAKILL at that point. Like, again, listen, no hate to ULTRAKILL. I fucking love ULTRAKILL. You guys know how much I love fucking ULTRAKILL. But I'm just stating facts right now that ULTRAKILL is a lot more railroaded than fucking Doom 2016. I'm just being honest.
Shooters have evolved more since then. If you don't keep your games up to date, it'll just be a repeat of the game it's copying, and that's not interesting. See this? You come to an area, it's a big arena, it's all linear. It makes me crave open-ended level design.
Oh my fucking god. Within fucking Elden Ring, you got on Elden Ring for how it handled its open world. Now you're playing Doom 2016 and you're complaining that it's fucking linear. What the fuck do you want? Like, you complain when it's open world, but you complain when it's linear. I don't know what the fuck you even want anymore at this point. Like, dear god.
These levels are so limited! In that sense, you'll be doing the same thing in each. When you play other shooters, you'll be doing stealth of repetitive AI and meleeing all day. Yawn!
I'm sorry, but can you imagine if Doom 2016 had fucking stealth? I feel like that would be terminal ass. Like, who the fuck would want to play Doom like it's stealth?
Other shooters have innovated beyond this point, and this is what garnered critical acclaim? Overrated. And I love the original Dooms 1 and 2, but I hate this game. What the fuck is wrong with you? If you like the old ones, what the fuck is your problem, dickface?
Jesus fucking Christ. I don't even think a game that I genuinely hate I even got this fucking passionate over. I just simply stated that I didn't like the fucking game and just moved on.
My problem is that I don't want the same shit. Don't copy Doom's levels, its level design, its entire layout, then sell it for 60 bucks when it's the exact same game. You didn't make a sequel. You made a reboot that copied the original. God, I hate this game with a burning passion.
No way, you hate this game with a burning passion? How the fuck did I couldn't fucking tell what with all the, like, the senseless fucking screaming. Oh yeah, and also one other thing, Doom 2016 isn't 60 bucks, it's 30 bucks, and it was 30 bucks at the time of him making this video, so, yeah, he's just straight up making shit up.
But this is Doom. It's the most amazing shooter like ever. Kiss my ass, it's a duplication. But it's
incorrect. I'm not repeating myself.
See, people, what we have here is a game that copied the original and is getting praise from fanboys who just want to put up the new one by sucking on the dick of the new Doom.
I like how you're implying that anyone that actually enjoys Doom 2016 is just a mindless fanboy. Coming from the mindless Bethesda fanboy himself.
This is just the same repetitive hallway rail shooter we used to get years ago. We get shooters with way more innovation than this. This kind of shit, this is just the same repetitive hallway rail shooter we used to get years ago. Now it's updated with better graphics, and suddenly it's the coming of Jesus? If id Software told you to jump off a cliff, you'd probably be the first in line.
Maybe you shouldn't be projecting this much, okay, man? Like, I don't think this much projection is really that healthy for you. But anyways, rest in peace for this man's mic. That's pretty much where this video ends. But yeah, what did we learn today? Well, we've learned that Tarragon well, just kind of sucks at reviewing games, pretty much. And, yeah. Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like. That's very well appreciated. Leave a comment down below what you thought about the video, what you want me to talk about next, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more content such as this. Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter, and also go ahead and join the Discord server down below if you feel like doing so. And yeah, anyways, guys, it's been Sandy, and have yourselves a nice day.